All right, y'all. So the homework exercises are on page 183, 1 through 37 all, and 38 and 39. Once again, a lot of these you're just looking at the information and writing it down. We will have a quiz tomorrow at the end of class on this section we did yesterday and today. So yesterday we started talking about lines and transversals. We said a transversal was a line that crossed the other lines. So when we talk about parallel lines cut by a transversal, there's certain things that are going to happen. So the first postulate I have up here, we talked about yesterday, says if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the corresponding angles are congruent. So let's look at what corresponding angles are. First of all, the lines have to be parallel, so we know that this line is parallel to that line because of these little parallel marks. So these little parallel marks indicate that those lines are parallel. And this line is the transversal. Okay? So when we talk about corresponding angles are in the same position. So if you look and you're looking at angle 2, what corresponds to angle 2? It would be in the same position, so angle 6. So because the lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are congruent, but the lines have to be parallel. So if the lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are congruent. So somebody give me another pair.
1 and 5.
1 and 5. All right, good job. 1 and 5. Who's got another pair?
3 and 7.
3 and 7. Good.
4 and 8.
4 and 8. Good. So these are all the corresponding angles that we have. They are congruent, meaning they are equal. Okay. The next theorem says if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then alternate interior angles are equal. So we know these lines are parallel because of our parallel symbols. We know that this is a transversal. Alternate interior. Alternate means on opposite sides of the transversal, so opposite sides of the transversal on the inside of the parallel lines. So angle 3 and angle 5. Those are alternate interior. So on opposite sides of the transversal on the inside of the parallel line. So angle 3 is congruent to angle 5 because they are alternate interior. Somebody give me another pair of alternate interior. 4 and 6.
Would 1 and 7 be one?
They have to be on the inside of the parallel lines, and they have to be on opposite sides of the transversal. So alternate means on opposite sides of the transversal. Interior means inside the parallel lines. Okay. Next, we have the two parallel lines are cut by a transversal in same-sided interior angles, which are also called consecutive supplementary. Meaning they add up to 180 degrees. Same-sided, meaning on the same side of the transversal. Interior means inside the parallel lines. So a pair of same-sided interior angles might be 3 and 6. So angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 180, or our supplementary. Another pair might be angle 4 and angle 5. Those are on the same side of the transversal on the inside of the parallel lines.
So if they're, what is this? So if they're like that, they're supplementary. Right.
So if they're same-sided interior angles, they're supplementary. Next theorem says if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then alternate exterior angles are equal. Alternate exterior angles. So alternate exterior means on opposite sides of the transversal on the exterior of the lines.
1 and 7.
1 and 7, good. 2 and 8, good. So alternate exterior angles are congruent. What do we know about vertical angles?
They are congruent.
Vertical angles are congruent. So angle 1 and 3 are congruent. Angle 2 and 4 are congruent. Angle 5 and 7 are congruent. Angle 6 and 8 are congruent because they are vertical angles. Okay, everybody good? Alright, so there's one more that we didn't talk about yesterday. It says, if in a plane a transversal is perpendicular to one of two parallel lines, then it is perpendicular to the other. What does the word perpendicular mean?
Intersect to make a right angle.
Forms right angles, right. So this little symbol right here means that line is perpendicular. This line is perpendicular to that line. So if it's perpendicular to this one and that one's parallel to it, then these are both perpendicular. So we're going to be using these postulates and theorems for the rest of the chapter and throughout the rest of the year. So I want to look at them all together. So first I have, and the symbol, if you want to do your postulates and theorems in the symbols instead of writing it out, it's perfectly all right, but you need to make sure that your lines have these little parallel symbols. So if parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then corresponding angles are congruent. So these angles are corresponding. If parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then alternate exterior angles are congruent. Next, if parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then same-sided interior angles are supplementary. Next, if parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then alternate interior. Alternate interior angles are congruent. So corresponding angles are congruent, alternate exterior angles are congruent, alternate interior angles are congruent. Only same-sided interior angles equal 180 degrees, but the lines have to be parallel. And lastly, if the lines are parallel and the transversal is perpendicular to one line, it is perpendicular to the other. Everybody good? Well, wait till everybody gets this on their paper. And when we write the answers, I want to write what type of angles they are. Are they corresponding? Are they alternate interior? Are they alternate exterior? Are they same-sided interior? So the first question says the measure of angle 3 is equal to 133 degrees. Find the measure of angle 5. Okay, so what kind of angles are angle 3 and angle 5? Angle 3 and angle 5. Alternate interior. So we know they're congruent. Next we have angle 6. Oh, we didn't answer the question. So how much is angle 5 equal to, y'all? 133. The next question says the measure of angle 6 and 3. So 6 and 3. What kind of angles are those? They're what?
They're alternate.
Well, are they on opposite sides of the transversal? No. They're on the same side, so we're same-sided.
Interior.
Right. Which are also called consecutive interior. They add up to 180 degrees. They are supplementary. Okay? So if angle 6 is 65 degrees, how much is angle 3? 180 degrees minus 65 is how much, y'all? 115. Right. Next one says angle 1 and angle 5. 1 and 5. 1 and 5. What kind of angles are 1 and 5?
Same-sided.
They're not on the interior, so they're same side. They're on the same side, that's correct.
Same side. It's not exterior. It's
Corresponding. Good, they're corresponding. The corresponding angles are on the same side of the transversal in the same position. See how that's in the top and this is on the top? So they're on the same position, so they're corresponding. we know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. So if angle 1 is equal to 130 degrees, how much is angle 5? 130 degrees. Alright. Angle 8 and angle 2. We have angle 8 and angle 2. On the opposite sides of the transversals, alternate exterior, right. Opposite sides of the transversal, on the outside of the parallel lines, we know that angle 8 and angle 2 are congruent. So if angle 8 is equal to 75 degrees, we know that angle 2 is equal to 75 degrees. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Alright. Everybody got it? I think the trickiest one is corresponding. The easiest way to figure out if it's corresponding, and I can't do this because it won't matter, but y'all will do it this way. If you cover up the bottom half and you see that angle 1 is here, right here, you want something in the same position on the bottom half. So 5 is in the same position. Everybody see that? Alright, I apologize up front about my picture. Alright, so we decided to call this line L and this line M because I didn't give them a name. The line L and M. Maybe I better make this better in. Yesterday I said sometimes it's hard to look at the picture. We know that line GF is parallel to line HE, and we know that line L is parallel to line N. They gave us that information. But sometimes when you're asked to get information from it, it can be a little tricky. So you might want to turn this. If that's helpful, then do it. If it's not, you can leave it. Is that helpful? I don't know. Okay. Everybody see that? All right. Could be a little tricky on your textbook on your computer, but I don't know. All right. So it says, well, first of all, let me ask some questions. What do we know about angle 2 and 4? What kind of angles are those? Same-sided interior, so they add up to how much? 180 degrees. What do we know about angles 1 and 3? Corresponding. They're corresponding. That means angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. These are corresponding.
Are the red ones the parallel lines?
They're both parallel. See how that has marks and those have marks?
Okay.
Alright. So let's go back and fill in what we know. What do we know about 1 and 3? Well, we said that 1 and 3 were corresponding, but what do we know that tells us? If they're corresponding, that tells us they're congruent, right? So could we take 3x plus 40 and make it equal to 2x plus 70? subtract two x, we get x plus 40 is equal to 70. So how much is x? 30. But we don't just need that, we need to find the angle. We got x, so if we take x and we plug it back in, we'll get the angle. So we have 90 plus 40, so we get angle 1 is equal to 130. So how much is angle 3? 130. Well, we still have to find angle 2. Everybody got this? I'm gonna erase this to get angle 2. Alright, so we said that angle 2 was plus angle 4 was equal to 180 degrees. So if we plug this in for angle 2, we have 2 times y minus 10 plus angle 4 is equal to 180. Right? So we have 2y minus 20 plus angle 4 equal 180. So we have 2y plus angle 4 equal 100. Alright, so we have a problem. Let's go back and flip this back around a little bit. Okay, we know that this angle is how much, y'all? We just found it.
180.
No,
Which one?
angle 3. What do we find for it? 130. So we know that if that's 130, how much is this angle right here? 50? Everybody? Okay. What kind of angles is this angle and this angle? Corresponding. So angle 4 and whatever angle we want to call that, so we know that 2y plus 50 has got to equal 100 and what did I get? 200, yeah, 200. Okay. So 2y has got to equal 150, so y has to equal 75. If you plug that back in, y'all, back in up there, you'll find the angle 2 is equal to 2 times 75 minus 10, which is 2 times 65, which is equal to 130. Oh, that's not right. Oh, angle 2, yeah, it's 130. Yeah, sorry. Okay. So angle 4 is 50. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all do this one and then y'all come up here and find the answers.
paper.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get somebody to come up here and do it, or some of them at least. Alright, so we know that this angle is 103. So who want, huh? Oh, 102, excuse me. The other class went to 103. Okay. So who wants 1, 2, and 3? Those are easy. Rose, go for it. Well, 3 is easy.
I got 78, but for what? One.
I know what angle 2 and 3 is.
Good. Alright, who wants 4, 5, and 6? George? Uh-huh.
How is angle 3 102 and angle 1 is 78 and angle 1 is 39?
Well, don't look at the don't
Okay.
pay any
Don't
attention
look
to
at
my
how big it
pictures.
is. Yeah, I was just confused.
Only look at the information that's given.
Which number?
4, 5, and 6. George's question was a good one though. But the picture's only as good as the person who drew it, and you know I don't draw well.
When I just match out which
They're vertical. 1 and 5, what are they? They're corresponding. Okay, good. That's correct. Number 6. Alright, good. Angles 3 and 6 are alternate interior. Noah, you're up. 7, 8, and 9. Seven and 6 are vertical. Good job.
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, and 9. Okay.
102.
Well, now 7 and 9 add up to how much?
Aha.
That's okay.
7 equals angle 7, correct? 102.
Uh-huh. All right, angle 7 was 102 because angle 3 is 102. Angle 8 was 78 because they're a linear pair. And angle 7 and 9 are same-sided interior, so they are supplementary, so that's why it's 78. 10, 11, and 12. Jeb? Good job. Okay. All right, so 10, oh, no, that's all right. Oh dear, what does that mean? Keep data from Google Chrome? I don't know. All right, so on 10, 10 and 9 are linear pairs, So, they have to add up to 180 and 9 was 78, so 10 is 102 is correct. 9 and 11 are vertical, and so they're the same or congruent, so they're 78. 12 and 10 are vertical, so they're 102. So who wants 13 through 16? Avery? Okay, good. Now, we don't have it marked up here because it got erased, but this line was supposed to be parallel to that line, y'all. But it got erased. All right, good job. Everybody feel good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the homework exercises tonight are a lot like these. This next problem is just what we did. There is a picture I'm looking for. Maybe it must be way back here. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's on tomorrow's stuff. Ah, here it is. Okay, let's look at this picture. Now, I've drawn a better version of this over here. So we got this triangle going on. And this might be a homework exercise. I just don't remember which one it is. It may be number 1. It may not be. Okay. All right. So on this picture, they gave us this line was parallel to that line, and they told us that angle 1 was equal to 5x plus 5, and angle 2 was equal to 6y minus 4, and angle 3 was equal to 4x plus 10. So because this line is parallel to that line, what do you know about angles 1 and 3? What kind of angles are they? The hardest one to corresponding.
I knew it. I was.
So angle 1 is congruent to angle 3 because they're corresponding. All else fails. You can't remember corresponding. Alright, so I know that 5x minus 5 is equal to 4x plus 10. So I get x is equal to 15. If I take 15 and plug it in, angle 1 is equal to 5 times 15 minus 5. So angle 1 is equal to 70. So that means angle 3 is equal to 70. What kind of angles are 1 and 2, y'all? A linear pair. So that tells you that angle 2 is equal to 180 degrees minus 70, which is how much, y'all? 110. Everybody good to go? Okay, y'all need to help me out. I don't know how to turn it off.